All right, y'all. I've got a big question that I'm really curious about. It seems like every time we start to talk about stuff, someone always comes up. It's a psyop. It's a psyop. So I want to know just exactly what the fuck does it's a psyop mean? So, I mean, like, is it one of them deals where, you know, are you brushing it off? Are you trying to say it has no meaning? You know what I'm saying? It's just a psyop. Everything's a psyop. It just, is it, I mean, just exactly what does that mean? So when y'all start to do, when you get there and you want to type in, it's just a psyop. Explain yourself, please. That's all I got.
The following is intended for mature audiences only.
He wants answers. We
want
demand satisfaction this morning. What does that even mean? It's a psyop. People acting like we're just getting a little bit of rain this afternoon. It's a psyop, especially when it comes to the Texas border invasion. It's an invasion, folks. We're going to be talking about that as well. We're going to start elsewhere, though. Welcome to the Radioactive podcast. I'm John with Prepper Nation. This right here is Backwoods Prepping. He's also on YouTube when they leave him alone and let him do his thing. And you can find us with the links down below. You can support us if you want to with the links down below. Let's start with April the 8th. It's the 8th, I think, right, brother? The total solar eclipse. What do we know about this?
Well, it depends on who you ask. Man, I've heard anywhere from it's nothing to, people have pointed out how, the solar eclipse is going to go. Yeah, it's a psyop. This what is it, Nineveh or something? Apparently the whole way you can find a town within there that's called, and it's in the Bible. I believe it's called Nineveh or something like that. And apparently the one that went over before, where it's going to make the X, was called Salem. You could find, like, it was all towns called Salem, that it affected Nineveh. Yeah. Big T says.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. I know I banged that up, man.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on it? Do you think there's something to be concerned about from a prepping standpoint? Do you think it's a total distraction on the 8th?
Man, let me just tell you how I look at things, man. Just straight out. The best thing I can say is that always expect the unexpected and live your life like a normal daily life. You know what I'm saying? Live your life. If you want to go out and you want to look at the eclipse, go look at the eclipse. And my personal opinion is, because I live in Arkansas and I live in an area where we're going to be able to see the eclipse really well from my yard. So we are going to be here at our house. At my house, we're going to stay here, and we're going to, I'm going to have a few things like I always do, so it's not going to be anything out of the ordinary. I'm going to have a few freedom seed spreaders, at
just
the
in
ready.
case.
At the
just
ready.
In case, yeah.
But I've already got them at the ready. You know what I'm saying? So, there's really not anything any different. I do believe that we know without a doubt, I'm going to throw a little bit of the border in there. We know without a doubt there have been people coming over the border that want to harm us, kill us, maim us, do everything they can to, you know what I'm saying?
This is the danger with the total eclipse. This is why I would have the freedom seed deals going on, because when the lights go out, how long is it supposed to last? A few hours. When the sun comes back out, you might be looking around, the place you're at right now, Backwoods, and there might be 20 illegals in there. Like, what are you doing in our house? Trying to kick you out of your own place, man.
They ain't gonna be in my house.
Yeah.
All
They're
I can
doing this
say
whole
is,
thing now where they're squatting and taking people's houses.
yeah, well, they won't be squatting. They'll be hitting face first, taking a dirt floor nap. What I can tell you.
Oh boy.
But real talk, man. Yeah, it's supposed to last a total of like 4.5 minutes of total darkness. The problem with it is that they're expecting like double. You know what I'm saying? Like double. Like they say, any town you're at, any county you live in, you can expect double the amount of people. You know what I'm saying? So, anytime you get that concentration of people, because they're going to be pulling over, they're going to be, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I see y'all, man. How y'all doing out there? I hope everybody's day is going well, by the way. And anyway,
Listening to you sound like a company man all of a sudden.
listen, don't
You've been compromised.
do you, man, do you really want to go there? No, no, all BS aside, man, a lot of people are going to be in concentrated areas. You know what I'm saying? It would be real easy to, it'd be real easy to do bad things.
Right.
You got to think that there's going to be a lot of traffic. Traffic is probably going to be at a standstill. Man, you could, 5, 6, 7 guys, man, in each area, which we know there's more than plenty that's come across the border to do this. Man, 5, 6, 7, 10 guys, man, they could wreak havoc in, some big crowds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could wreak havoc, brother.
What I would say and how I would put this is, I'm sure it's this way everywhere else. When we're supposed to get like an inch or two of snow, you would think you're looking at, the zombie apocalypse, the way people panic and they pack stores out and stuff.
Panic buy.
So this has been elevated a lot more, whether it's all smoke or not. People are legitimately worried about this event, and there's going to be a lot of people moving around. There's going to be a lot of panic, and this would be the perfect time, I think, to execute something else if somebody wanted to do something nefarious. I think that's the issue. But you sent me a video last night, and I watched it, and I watched it again this morning. There's all kinds of stuff, theory or otherwise, that smells a little fishy about this thing, starting with the electric companies are upgrading just prior. They're upgrading the grids and stuff just prior to this thing.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously, because, all right, so I like to do conspiracy theory, but I also like to look at things, on a level head. Let's look at reality here. When you have that many people coming in to an area, the first thing you're going to have to understand is there's going to be cell phone, problems. Just too many people on the cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Too many people, so they're expecting cell phone outages. You start getting that many people in town. You start getting, in your areas, you start getting that many people. People are going to get upset. There's going to be some road rage. Somebody might get upset, try to go around because they're being blocked by people that want to see the eclipse. Someone goes around, messes up, hits a telephone pole, knock the power out, kind of thing. These are the things that you got to think about, the little things that, it's more than just, oh, somebody's going to do this on purpose or somebody's going to do that on purpose. You've got to look into reality of the things that can happen. Gas meters are right by the road. Somebody gets upset, tries to take off, around a deal, runs over a gas meter. obviously then you got gas spewing out, which you could have an explosion. Go ahead there real quick.
J954, thank you very much. What up, nation? So I got these squatter illegal repellent. It's called 200 grams, 10 millimeter. We're going to get there. That's the second part of this morning's podcast.
What's
and he
up,
said,
J9?
"What's up, backwoods, my brother?"
What's up, J9? How you doing? But yeah,
martial law. Martial law was another thing that was mentioned in this video.
okay,
Perfect time to try and execute that, you think, or fear mongering?
So, all right, so the video that I sent Nation, and basically what the guy was saying was that he is in tight. He didn't really give the relation there, but he is in tight with a sheriff. I'm kind of figuring it's a family member the way he's talking about it. And so basically what they're doing is they say they've been having these meetings, and that they have the department, the Homeland Security has been in all these meetings. And he said that they're nervous about this on a couple of things, but they say that apparently what was mentioned was martial law, and that they were going to target Trump supporters, patriots, people against the government. That they're going to use this opportunity to target people. Because if you think about it, you're going to have a large concentration of people. There's if you're not going to be able to escape, things like that. So they're talking about this. They're also talking about, apparently there's some intel that they're afraid that some bad people are going to spray bile stuff.
Yeah.
So
like biological attacks and stuff.
Yeah, biological attacks. That is their main concern, is that there's going to be biological attacks. Now, like I said, this guy is talking about it. He says he has somebody. You know how this goes. I understand, but a lot of the stuff that he said makes sense. As far as it goes for a tactical operation. You know what I mean? Man, you got a bunch of people concentrated in an area. You've got, people are not going to be, they're going to be paying attention to that, to the eclipse, and they're things like that. So there's a pretty big, apparently, it's a pretty big ordeal. I know that Oklahoma supposedly have brought out their special squad of the biological, chemical, radiation group of their National Guard, things like that. It's not so much that
just as yeah, exactly, Shady. Thank you. Yeah, that's the point he's trying to make, I think, Shady, is
yes,
it's not the eclipse. I mean, if you're going to go out and look at the eclipse, don't do it like Trump. Remember back in, what was it, 17, he went out and barebacked it and he was just looking up into the sky. I think you need special glasses if you're going to do that, but it's everything else. It's the government buildings are going to be shut down. Schools are shutting down several hours early here. It's the potential of this martial law. This guy was talking about the potential of door to door, them going door to door in his video. Man, that's a much bigger deal to me than the eclipse.
Yeah, he was saying that these these 3-letter agencies and all this are going to go door to door and to some of these patriots and Trump supporters, things like that. Yeah, our schools are closing as well. Says schools are.
I don't remember who it was. He had sent the video to me, but yeah, we're not trying to dodge giving him credit. I just didn't know. I couldn't remember who it was. because I was watching it on my phone. But yeah, absolutely. If that's who it was, they deserve all the credit. It's a great video. Just lots of confusion, man. I think is what we're going to be seeing, like you were saying. And
I
you
couldn't
wanted
remember
me to
the
bring
dude's
up
name.
chronic wasting disease was also
Yes.
mentioned. You want to bring this up?
Okay, so he said that they were talking about chronic wasting disease, and it jumping to humans. And I'm not sure exactly how they're tying it in, but I believe that they are talking about maybe a potential biohazard, bio attack that is similar to chronic wasting disease, and then they're going to blame it on it jumping from the animals to humans.
Right. You're going to be 30 seconds behind because you're short,
Man,
apparently.
Yankee acts like he's some kind of big guy or something. Man, the dude's like 5'1" at best.
Pocket Hercules, right?
Yeah. No, really,
So,
he's like your size, man. He's like
uh,
6'3" or something,
well,
6'4". You're like 6'7", ain't you?
no, 6'4.5", but
Oh,
that sounds good, but it's actually the bad back starter kit is all that is, man. You just wake up and your back's always hurting,
right,
honestly. It's between that and trying to carry the podcast over here. You get a sore back after a while.
right.
We got to pivot over here, but we just wanted to make the point. Look, this thing is going to happen. You're going to hear a lot of chatter about it. Just be prepared. Just be prepared for anything and everything. Should be doing that anyway. But we got to talk about the Texas border, Backwoods. Do
Mm-hmm.
we not? A lot of stuff going on at the Texas border.
What? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Why are you rushing me this morning, man? Maybe I wasn't done talking
Like I
about the
said,
eclipses.
the bad back. But go ahead, get it out of your system, man.
Well, I didn't really have anything else about the eclipse. If you want to go to the
I
border,
didn't
I just
figure.
wanted to know why you was rushing me, man.
Well, somebody has to pace the show here. You know how it is. We got to get in and out before YouTube knows we went live, man.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
what border exactly, Briar Patch? So, well, we'll get right back into it. People, to begin with, these illegals. I'm not even calling them newcomers this morning. You proud of me? Illegals. They have now figured out that they can squat. Brother, I've been hearing stories in the news where they're watching homes. They're waiting for people to go to work or go shopping or something and leave their home. They break in and claim squatters' rights. And, in some cases, the people are coming back home trying to kick them out of their house, and the homeowners are actually being arrested.
Did you catch that super chat? There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, make sure.
Ramon, thank you. Good morning. How are you doing?
So, yeah, man, so basically, there's a lot of states that have that squatter law, and I think a lot of it has to do with timing and things like that. But a lot of these, one of the deals I saw, the one in New York, they're taking that lady's home, and so basically what they're one of the guys admitted that he had only been there for like 2 days, and they did make that guy leave, but the rest of them, they let him stay, man. And they arrested the woman that owned the house, that had proof she owned the house. And I'll tell you something else that's going on with that is there's starting to be vigilantism. I seen it just before I come over here. Got on here. I seen a little video, and they went in and basically are saying, they're
And you know
going
what,
in.
man? There needs to be.
Dude ripped the screen door, or not the screen, but a storm door. They had it locked as well, and he broke it and ripped it off there and got in the door, and they made him leave, man. So they're starting to say, vigilantism, which is going to start happening, man.
And they'll probably flag us. We're not advocating for anything illegal over here, folks. We have to say that because we're on YouTube. But honestly, there needs to be. Because if the police and the system itself is not going to step in and protect homeowners here and actual Americans, then
Right.
actual Americans got to start protecting themselves and taking up for each other. It's beyond ridiculous. I can't believe we're having this conversation right now, man. Ed, the squatters were asked to leave by some friends. They left yesterday. I think he's talking about what he had seen in the news there.
Yeah,
What you were.
yeah, the one that I seen were the guys. That was um, a different place. This is starting to go on in multiple places. Um, this is starting to go on in multiple places where some, obviously the squatters and then the vigilantism, where because the police ain't doing nothing about it.
You're not here to serve and protect, for anybody that doesn't know. At least not to serve and protect the American people. Now, I'm not hating on every single police officer, okay? I don't want those comments. I think they have a really tough job, but I think I've said this in the past. I've gotten a lot of hate for it. When it comes down to nut cutting time, most law enforcement officers are going to side with the mayor and the chief of police,
Yep.
not the American citizen.
Yes.
And they're going to be doing a lot of bad things, and they're going to justify it by saying, I was just doing what I was told to do. It's just doing my job. Because we've seen that so many times throughout history, man. A lot of the people that were going around and rounding up people in World War II Germany and putting them on trains, knowing what was going to happen to them, they justified it by saying, I was just doing what I was told to do. And that's law enforcement. A lot of them anyway.
Well, we've seen that throughout history. A lot of people have claimed that. I was just doing what I was told to do. And to me, that's not an excuse. That's just a fucking cop out, a sellout, and you're a piece of shit if you're just doing what you're told to do when you know that it is against the Constitution, when you know it is against people's inalienable rights. Period.
And it's going to be interesting to see what the Army does, because at some point the military is getting involved here. And at some point, they're either going to have to do, what the federal government's telling them to do. Like if we're talking about door-to-door or national martial law or whatever, kick Americans out of their homes for the illegals. What do you do if you're a U.S. soldier? You know what I'm saying? You going to follow a direct order like you're supposed to and actually do it? Or are you going to sympathize with the American people, or are you an American first,
and that and saying that's the problem is how serious did they take that oath of office? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Alex Jones has I forget what it's called, Armageddon or Amerigeddon or something, a really good documentary / movie on that actually happening, man. Okay, so if anybody is here illegally, hey, illegals, I got some primo squatting opportunities for y'all out here in the Everglades. That's probably going to be a one-way trip.
Yeah.
Just bring a shovel. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, get to know your local pig farmers, man. Just saying.
The Everglades. So, you had mentioned this earlier. It seems like there's certain spots at our southern border that these illegals are being shifted to,
Yes.
where all the cameras are at. They want this stuff on TV. And you had said because maybe, just maybe, the mainstream media, they want a reaction by conservatives or militias or something. They want to paint us in a bad way.
Yeah, it dawned on me yesterday, and I actually made a video about it on my channel and yesterday, and it kind of dawned on me, man, that it seems like, after seeing that video yesterday, I'm sure everybody's seen that, where the illegals busted through the National Guard. I mean, it was kind of got into a shoving match kind of thing, and they just bum rushed through them and nearly knocked that one soldier over. And, it seems to me, because we know that these NGOs are paying these people. We know they are providing them maps, or providing them with all kinds of ways to get to the southern border, and then even there beyond. It almost seems like to me this is being done on purpose at El Paso, Eagle Pass areas, you know, because that's the most heavily fortified border we got. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, I understand, you know, about the rest of the border. And that's kind of my point is they could, you know, it would be real easy for them to just, you know, divert them around El Paso, you know, Eagle Pass. It would be real easy to divert them around that and say, you know, screw these guys, let them block it off.
They
We'll
want it
go.
on camera though, man.
Yeah, but they want it on camera. They
Right.
want that big show. You know what I'm saying? It's you know the spotlights, the smoke and mirrors, you know the
They want a
cameras,
reaction. They
and
want Americans who are in camo, who claim to be a militia, who are pissed off about their government not doing something about it, and they step over the line and they do something illegal. That way they can paint all conservatives or MAGA or whatever, all militias in the same way.
well, and that's what I think is that they're directing them there because the everyone that I saw in that video, every single one of them that I saw in that video were all fighting age men. I didn't see a woman nowhere in sight. And I think they are directing these fighting age men to Eagle Pass, El Paso, you know, area on purpose to get them to start rushing these guys and getting them to fire upon them. The minute that the National Guard or a militia or anybody like that fires upon these guys that are unarmed, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a bad deal. It's going to be a really, really bad deal. And that's where the Biden administration, that would be real easy for him to file martial law.
That's weird, man, because when you see the footage like on CNN, for example, you'll see the single mother coming across. She's got 15 kids with her. They're playing the Sarah McLachlan music like they do for that one commercial where they got them pitiful looking dogs and stuff on there.
Yeah,
But then you go to social media and they're all military age men. That's
right.
weird, isn't it? It's almost like it's propaganda. How would the government respond if, somebody or a group crossed that line in front of cameras?
Well, I think, I mean, the rogue ass traitorous government we got now, they're going to come down there and they're going to fire on whatever group does that. I would be willing to bet that they would even do it to the National Guard. They would come in and tell them either give up your arms and come with us. You're being arrested, or
You really think it would come to that?
yes, I
Because I
do.
think that would spark a
Yes,
civil war, man.
yes, that's what the Biden administration wants. That's what they want is for us to kick off a civil war. They are not. Look, we can go into all the bullshit about selected and elected and who this and with the elections, but in a straight up honest fair election, they cannot beat Donald Trump. He has too much momentum. There are too many people, the black and brown people,
He's
as they say. You know,
If illegals are not voting, he's unbeatable.
yes,
Because
absolutely,
actual Americans, are tired of Joe Biden. Even if
absolutely.
they don't like Trump, they're tired of the inflation and stuff. But if illegals are allowed to vote in certain states, man, it gets tricky at that point. Um, I think that they would return lethal force because Texas is a big state. I'm not sure how many Guard members they have, but there are other states. I think backwoods. I think your state has actually sent guardsmen and women down there to
We
help them
yeah,
out.
from what I understand, we have sent some and we are sending more. I just seen a deal a couple of days ago that we're sending some more guards, National Guard down there.
And honestly, man, in my opinion, if it came down to that, yeah, the federal government, the regular army, if you will, they're going to outnumber the National Guard men and women that are down there. But man, every militia would converge on Texas at that point. There's not a winner. You know what I mean? And we actually predictive programming. We actually have the Civil War movie coming up in April.
Yes.
You know, I saw the trailer again yesterday. It looks like a good movie, but at the same time, it looks like a documentary.
I seen you. Is Mudbug sent me an email.
I'm looking here, man. I'm slow here. Yeah, Mudbug.
Yeah, Mudbug. I got you, Mudbug. Thank you. I'll check it out here in a little bit. Yeah, and so you know, I got to say that my personal opinion is, you know, Arkansas's National Guard is there. Texas National Guard. I've seen Missouri is sending National Guard. There's multiple states. And I look at it like if they go down there and start to fire upon our National Guard, that's, you know what I'm saying? The way I look at it, them's my boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm joining in the fight, man.
And here's another thing to consider that a lot of people don't talk about. America has a lot of enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no matter what you think about Russia or China or something like this, especially when you get to Russia, because they're heavily conservative. If a civil war kicks off, I would have to believe Russia's already in South America, that they would actually be sending aid and supplies and weaponry and stuff to the Texas border to help.
I think Russia would, in a heartbeat, support American citizens.
Yeah. Russia doesn't hate American citizens. Russia hates the American government.
Yes.
And this is something that a lot of us agree on, I think. You know, the American government, I love the country, but the government's broken, which we're going to get ready. Actually, let's bring it up. Speaker Mike Johnson has let me down big time. There's a spending bill for anybody that doesn't know. He's going to pass it. He said he's going to sign off on it. It's $1.2 trillion that we don't have. And MTG is calling for him to vacate the seat. She wants him out of there.
Absolutely.
He's let me down because he was a Trump guy. He's a huge Trump supporter, or he was. I don't know what happened. I guess too much money's exchanged hands.
Yeah, there's so apparently in the bill here, this is from Jesse Waters. It's just one of the first ones I found. There are multiple posts and stuff about this, and it's real easy to look up and find for anybody that wants to. I mean, I can put this on the screen if y'all want. It's like I said, it's real easy to find. Basically, there's $850,000 for a gay senior home, and from what I understand, that's from Elizabeth Warren's district, so that they can.
Shock.
Yeah, they can have a gay senior home. There is $15 million in this bill. $15 million to pay for Egyptians' college tuitions.
What?
$15 million to pay for Egyptians' college tuitions. $400,000 for a gay activist group to teach elementary kids about being trans. Now, here's a good one. Y'all gonna love this one. Apparently, Alex Jones was right. They are turning the frogs gay, man. There is $500,000 for a DEI zoo.
What? Like an actual zoo or San Francisco?
It says for a DEI zoo.
I don't understand, man. The moment somebody in Congress even announced, "Hey, we should add this," bro, they ought to blackball him and get him out of there. That's just stupid.
I mean, it's 400,000 for a group to give clothes to teens to help them hide their gender. So I guess there's some kind of chest deal and probably some dangling tuck things, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God. I don't know, man.
They need to give one to Michael Obama, man, because every time she wears a dress, she be showing what that joker be
Woo.
flopping around like a crappie
Uh,
up in that motherfucker, man.
there's actually 45 billion with a B, folks, and this is very
Sorry.
upsetting. That's going to Ukraine and NATO. It's just right there in the bill. You know, this is going to support the allies of NATO, which is NATO, right? And Ukraine. So I'm just so sick of the wasteful spending, man, of money we don't have. Imagine this happening at your house. You and your wife. You know what I'm saying? And your wife comes to you and y'all broke as a joke. And because you know you keep getting flagged on Google and all this stuff, they done iced you out. And she's like, you know, let's send money over here. Let's send money over here. You're like, baby, just calm down. We can't do this anymore.
So
I actually don't know. That's a good question, J954. I didn't see anything in there, but Backwoods did a deep dive on that. The smaller things. I didn't see
I
anything on gun control though, one way or the other. There was nothing for the border. I can tell you that. There's no funding for the border at all.
hold on a minute. Jeff Roberts, sorry, Backwoods. That's utter nonsense. Sheer hate on a woman for her husband's politics. I hate Michelle Obama for who she is. Period. Um, they're I saw a picture. I saw a video rather of while Obama was president, and Big Mike was standing there next to her like a fucking linebacker. Jeff. It was they were doing the Star Spangled Banner, all that stuff. I will give credit. Obama was standing there like this. Michelle Obama was standing there like this with a hateful look on her face the whole fucking time. So it ain't got nothing to do with Obama's politics. It's got to do with the person themselves. Okay. So check your roll, bro. Just saying.
Thistle Moon. I'm sorry, Mike Pence ad just ran on some people, and I brought that up because a lot of people are comparing Mike Johnson to Mike Pence, and I'm starting to see it myself, man.
Oh,
One
absolutely.
of these slick political talkers, and it's heartbreaking, you know, because he was a professor at a Christian college. Again, he was a huge Trump supporter. I don't know if he got in with the WEF or they got in with him, or there was some funding in this bill for him, though. Correct?
Yeah, give me a second here because I like to address things. um, I have no belief Michelle Obama is a transvestite, sheer hate politics invented to make people dislike her. Well, I mean, if you're in love with her, go, hang up your damn posters and stuff. And I'm telling you, I could care less if she's a transvestite or not. I could care less. I don't give a crap about that stuff. I really don't. I'm telling you what I'm talking about what I've seen from her. The hatred and the hatred for America. I've seen it over and over come from her mouth and come from Barack Obama's mouth. So, whatever. But anyway, so back to the original story here. Yeah, so apparently in this bill, let me get it a little bit bigger here where I can see the shit. All right, so the House of Representatives salaries and expenses. For salaries and expenses of the House of Representatives, $1,850,998 as follows. For salaries and expenses as authorized by law, 36 million, including office of the speaker, 10 million, including 35,000 for official expenses of the speaker, office of the majority floor leader, 3 million, including 15,000 for office expenses of the majority leader, office of the minority floor leader, 10 million, including 17,500 for office expenses. The minority leader, office of the majority whip, including the chief deputy majority whip, 3 million, including 5,000 for office expenses of the majority whip of office of the majority whip, including chief deputy minority whip, 2 million, including 5,000 for them for expenses, another $2 million for Republican conference, another $2 million for Democratic caucus. That such amount for salaries and expenses shall remain available from January 3rd, 2024 until January 2nd, 2025.
So in other words, they're picking our pockets as they kick us off the cliff, taking everything we got. They're just stealing from us. Leadership sold you out. There's no wonder MTG's so pissed off about it. Red Cap Goblin, thank you. How do non-citizens have gun rights? I think that it has to do with something to do with how they file the asylum. We really need to go in and fix the asylum rules, but they're not going to do that because these people are here to replace everybody. So they're not going to fix anything. They're too busy robbing people.
Well, it's crazy, man. The things that they are doing. The one guy you were talking about earlier, or or at least with the house, the squatters. There's a guy on a video that he's talking about that he's an illegal, and he's talking about they figured out how to do this now. You know what I'm saying?
System works for them. It doesn't work for us.
And so he said he was talking to his African brothers, is what he said. Now this guy looks to be like Mexican or something like that descent, and he talks about he's been talking to them, and they've already taken 7 houses, and they're talking about fixing them up, flipping them, and selling them to make more money. So
I know that there's been a few instances in New York City where these people have been caught. Probably a lot more of it going on, but they're breaking into old facilities, old warehouses, and stuff like this, and they're putting cots in there, and they're charging other illegals a certain amount every month to live there, basically.
Hold on.
All of this money's tax money. What'd you say,
Jeff? Are you sensitive this morning? How is free speech taking a hit? Ain't nobody blocked you. Are you trying to take away someone's freedom of speech to disagree with you? Is that what you're doing? Because this seems to be like you're really upset about this, and maybe you need to go and get you a tampon and insert it correctly and stop the bleed, man, because you're getting messy, man. Ain't nobody
there is no
you,
free speech on YouTube.
Yeah,
there's no free speech for those that don't know. We don't even have it.
No, I just got off a strike for freedom of speech, so on YouTube. So yeah, there is no freedom of speech, but it just because you're getting upset that someone's challenging you, but yet you're challenging us because we don't agree with you, and you're getting upset. So yeah, all right. Great things this morning, man. People, it's fun.
But man, some of this falls on us, honestly, because we're in a country right now, not us specifically, but we're in a country right now where you just said earlier, and I've seen the video, these illegals just bum rushed the National Guard, busted through, bull rushed them to get in. And we have citizens that are sitting here saying there's no invasion. It's not an invasion. Nothing's happening. The National Guard being run down over here, fences being torn down.
Yeah, it's insane. But I'm gonna pop this on the screen real quick. This is just for what was this guy's name? I don't even remember the person's name. Jeff Roberts. This one here is for you, just so you can see. This one here is just for you. There you go. There's Michael Obama for you.
I didn't need to see that this morning, Backwoods. Yeah, apparently this women's feminine hygiene product, you're saying it wrong. A lot of people in chat are like, man, you're saying this wrong.
It's tampon.
Um, I just dislike stupid innuendos for political reasons, nothing more. Believe what you will. You're welcome to believe whatever you want, man. We
Absolutely.
actually, I like counterpoints. I don't want it to be an echo chamber over here, but he's not saying it just for political reasons. You know, literally Michelle Obama has an apple right here. Just saying. But believe what you will, man. I ain't hating on you for it. But
That's
if
what
it
I'm
goes
saying.
off on you, it goes off on you.
It's the whole thing of it. It's again, like I said to begin with, I didn't like the fact of when the national anthem, Star Spangled Banner, when this stuff was going on. Like I said, I gave credit to Michael's boyfriend, husband, Barry Satoro, or however you say his name, Barack Obama. I gave credit to him. Okay. I gave him credit. He was standing there with his hand over his heart. Okay. I gave him credit for that. But Big Mike was standing there like a linebacker, like this, with a growly look on her face the whole freaking time. And if you hate America that bad, then I don't like you. Period. So
It's nothing personal.
it's
You
nothing
just don't like
personal.
people that are anti-American, right?
Yeah, and,
You
and
know,
you're right, Bama Jen.
sometimes we
Yeah,
gotta agree to disagree.
you're right, Bama Jen. He has called her Michael multiple times. So, but as far as it goes for the border and things like that, in this border bill or this omnibus bill and all this, man, our government is broken. It is not for the people, period. Um, it is for lining their pockets. And I'd be willing to bet if you go and look at dual citizenship and start to put together who put the earmarks for like the college tuition for Egyptians.
Mhm. Are you photoshopping pictures over there, Backwoods?
Man,
You starting psyops is what they saying on you
look,
now, man.
look, I don't give two shits, man. I really don't. Well, like I said, I really could care less if it's a dude or a chick. I could care less, man. Just to be honest with you. I mean,
Horrible president either way, and
horrible
first lady.
president. Yeah, and horrible first lady, man. Yeah, I got the right to believe what I want to believe, just like you do. So, you can go fuck yourself. How about that? So, just straight up, you know, I have the right to believe what I want to believe. So there,
Not on YouTube, you don't. You got flagged yesterday, didn't
all right.
you? For-
Kaz, what's up, brother? Italian hillbilly in the chat. What's up, Kaz? But I don't care if Big Mike is a transgender or not. I could care less if Big Barack if Barack Obama wants to lay up in bed with that big joker, man, go
I don't
for it.
need this visualization this early in the morning. I really don't.
I
Now I
could
got
care
that
less.
iron taste in my mouth while I'm getting ready to throw up. I don't need it, man.
Jeff
Oh,
ain't even in the U.S. Well, what a bitch, man. Motherfucker's over in another country, really?
oh, he's not in the United States?
No. Man, over in Australia, man, y'all are a bunch of wimps. Y'all already gave up y'all's guns and shit. Y'all gave them right over to the government. Yes, sir, daddy government. Yes, sir. Take the shot. Yes,
It's
sir,
it
daddy
it
government. Yes,
it
sir.
it backfired on them during the pandemic when they
Mm-hmm.
had no guns, when they were out with
Mm-hmm.
these little squirt guns trying to take back over or whatever. Folks, we can never give up the Second Amendment, just saying. Never.
Just saying.
You might as well move out of country at that point.
Yes. But Ohio says that the tampon hurts. Try pads with wings.
How do we get off on this? How did we get off into this ditch here, man?
Oh man. I like you too, Jeff. It's freedom of
I
speech.
thought y'all knew each other. I thought Jeff was one of your little roadies coming in.
It's as much as freedom of speech as YouTube will let us have up in here. How about that? We can agree to disagree. Hell, me and Hutch has told each other to fuck off before. I mean, hell,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be a man and understand what's up. I got my fucking ways I believe, and just like you got your ways you believe, and everybody else has their ways that they believe, and that's the way it is. So
I thought y'all knew each other because you come over here once a week blowing your little flute, your little roadies following behind you. And, usually this is a distinguished channel, but once a week, it's not so distinguished, man. And I thought y'all just knew each other. I didn't realize they didn't live in in the United States or anything. That's crazy.
I've seen the name before, but I mean, it ain't no. We can agree to disagree. Hey, it is the way it is, man. If you can't, if you can't look. I'm gonna tell you right now, if some words coming out of my mouth offend you, you are not gonna fucking make it when this shit goes down. I'm just telling you now. You better put your tampon in and freaking man up a little bit.
I'm gonna have to coach you in the green room. You don't pronounce it that way. Tampon.
Wait, who are you to tell me how I can pronounce
Tampon sounds like a Latin American fake orange juice or something. You know what I'm saying? Like an orange juice company.
Right.
Let me get a shot of that tampon down there.
Well, Bama Jen's like, tampon.
Yeah, they're trying to help you. They're trying to educate you here backwoods. Come on, man.
It's a motherfucking
I know
tampon,
public
man.
schools ain't all that, but you should have learned this in school, man.
I live in the hills of Arkansas, okay? I know. We pronounce things a little differently around this place up here, man. We call them tampons, okay? Some of them motherfuckers have wings, man. You can take and fly them like paper airplanes and shit.
I know. Yeah. My wife, look, out in the front garden, the little flower garden, she got one of those garden gnomes and put it up, and I pulled up the other day and I said, when did Backwoods get his own bobblehead? Like, come on, man.
Oh, man. Right? Look, real talk. If you're going to get sensitive over some fucking words right now, you ain't going to make it when this shit goes down, man.
That's very true, man. We mark the video. We run the mature thing at the beginning. We let people know, but you're being absolutely 100% right, man. The world is going to get nasty. Hey, it's nasty now. I mean, we're literally talking about you go to work, you come home, you don't live there anymore because illegals have taken your place over. This is the world we're living in, and everything they have is free, and you work for everything and get taxed twice.
Right. Twice,
sucks, man.
Wait, you only get taxed twice? Where the hell you at?
On SSI. On SSI. I'm not on SSI yet. It won't be there when it's time for me. But
I was going to say, shit, man. I get taxed when I get my check. I get taxed when I for my property. I get taxed for every dollar that I spend of that. We all get taxed, like everywhere.
Well, I pay the marriage tax.
So
I pay the marriage tax. I get paid and just hand it over. That's the tax right there.
You get the tax for them to go and give themselves raises and send money over to Pakistan for gender studies and to send money over to Egypt for college tuition for the Egyptians, and you know, for a gay nursing home, man. What kind of bullshit is that, man?
I don't know, but stop crying. Somebody's telling you to stop your whining and crying.
That ain't me. They must be talking about something else. I'm happy. I ain't crying a bit.
I don't know. I see tears in your eyes, man.
I pay the taxes that I got to pay to keep the bastards from coming to my house.
Why are you paying taxes? You see these comments. People leave comments saying stop paying taxes.
Man,
Why are you even paying taxes?
I ain't, man, I'll just tell you straight up, I ain't paid taxes since last February.
You just said you were paying taxes.
Well, I do at the end of the year.
Are you trying to run a psyop on me?
I'm trying to run a psyop, man. I've got, you know, there's certain things you just don't need to say on the air, man. God.
On the air. Yeah.
So
Yeah, we big time over here, man.
Right?
Hey, Zaza, how are you doing from Canada? We might be up there with you before long. We might become illegals at some point and have to move to Canada. I mean, what do we do? What do we do? The country's collapsing, man. What do we do? Do we just sit here and watch it collapse? Do we hope the government takes care of it at some point, or do we relocate to Canada?
Well, I'll be straight up with you, man. Honestly, I've been screaming that we need to stand up, like physically stand up, not just bitch on the internet. I've been saying that since the, you know, the BLM Antifa stuff. I said, this is the time we need to stand up. If we let them get away with this, it is going to turn bad. People were not ready for it. People were too worried about losing their jobs. They're too afraid of being called racist. I went out and stood on the Capitol steps. I went out and stood in multiple county squares here in Arkansas, and, you know, stood against the BLM and Antifa. Everywhere they showed up, we were there. And you know, I did all of it. So I wasn't just talking. I got out and actually did it. Nobody wanted to stand up. 15, 20 people show up. That's it. You know, so I've been saying we should have stood up back then. That's my personal belief. I believe that was our time and we missed it.
You might be doing it again. BLM's back. Did you see this?
Yeah.
They showed up again late last week, early this week. They're starting to come out. Weather's getting warmer.
Yeah, and that's the thing right there, you know, is spring and summer is you know is coming. It's here, spring, and dude, I'm telling you, as it warms up, people are going to be getting out more and more and doing more and more things, and
especially on the ground,
especially when the heat comes, and it starts getting hot. And you got all these illegals all over the place, and they're out in the streets, things like that. Food is not, they're not going to be able to deliver that amount of food to these areas on time constantly. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There are going to be holes in that system. There always is. We had an ice storm out up here one day, and our Walmarts and our Dollar General and our grocery store down there was damn near empty in 2 days. Damn near completely empty. You know, so, you know, it's not going to take but just one or two little things go wrong, and all of a sudden there's no food, and people are going to get upset. One hack. You know what I'm saying? One hack into a system somewhere and shut down the EBT cards or whatever, dude, you're going to see people go insane, man. It's happening.
They're going to get upset. They get upset because you're talking about Michelle Obama. They're not going to put up with no food. They're not going to put up with no beer, no whatever. They're going to go off, man.
Well,
no, Paradise Acres, no. We don't need to market beaverine themed tampons or however he says it. We don't need to do that. Ghost would have no hair left if he tried to produce this stuff to send out. Imagine Ghost Designs logo on those things. Yeah, I mean, here's what I want to see, man. Here's my ultimate fantasy. Santa Claus, if you're out there listening, son, here it is. I want to see the reemergence of Chaz and Chop. You know what I'm talking about? Where they took part of the city over and
Right.
they hung up this cardboard sign saying, "Hey, we need cigarettes, deodorant, mouthwash." And then I want to see these illegals take over the rest of the city, and I want to see a civil war between these two groups.
That
And I also want to know what you're laughing at.
Roy Batty has a great one, Tambourines.
I know. It's crazy. There's no way to market that, man. Reusable cloth tamping. How do you say it? Tampines?
Tampon.
Like champ? How?
Tampon. It's a tampon. Just in time logistics, Jeff says. See, me and Jeff can get along, man. We can have our disagreements. It's no big deal.
Yeah. There you go.
Just in time logistics, same here. Supermarkets will be empty in 2 days for essentials. And that's my point, man. That whole system is normally based off of 3 days worth of food supply in each market for the amount of people in the area. And so, you get the April 8th deal, the Eclipse, man, you get that going on, and you got double, triple the amount of people in some areas.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm dead. That's it.
Jesus. God dang. Chat, y'all are killing me over here, man. Yes, Hutch, grow food, y'all. I'm working on my garden today. I'm buying starts this year. I do normally most years because I don't have a heated and cooled shop, so I don't really have a place in the house to do this stuff. So I've grown them from seeds before we, our kids started growing up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's, so I've grown the shit from seeds before. It's not that it's that hard or anything. I just ain't had the room and things like that. But so we got a local grower here that does starts and sells them, and I've used him for several, hell, I know 4 or 5 years at least, and never had a problem. I think I've had 1, maybe 2 plants over the last 5 or 6 years die, or not produce or whatever, but it's been very few and far between. And to give y'all a little tip, I do this every year. This does work. If you've got chickens, before you plant your tomato plants, take your a fresh chicken egg. Don't wash it or nothing. Just take a fresh chicken egg and crack it. You know what I'm saying? Just crack it lay it on its side there and crack it on the side, on the top part of it rather. And then stick it down in the ground and plant your tomato plant right on top of it, man. It works. I've had very little trouble out of my tomato plants when I do that.
I was telling you backstage.
Yes.
This nation's cheating this year. We're only doing green beans and sweet 100s because that's what we have success with. She's going to be buying a lot of stuff in bushel baskets. And I was like, yeah, wouldn't you rather grow it? But she hadn't had a lot of luck. And she's like, well, I think she just wants to go out, because we usually go out on Saturdays or Sundays. I think she just wants to go to farmers markets and stuff like this. But we're going to be doing a lot of canning, but she's going to be buying especially the fruits up front and the pickles and stuff like that. But we got farmers markets everywhere, man. What's wrong?
Chad is killing me over here. Salty Dog said today's show qualifies as radioactive. Don't tampon, son.
Oh man.
What
are we talking about next week?
Trying to grow eggplants? No eggplants for me. What are we talking about next week?
That's what she said, Gunslinger. Yeah. What? What are we talking about next time?
That's what
it is.
That Gunslinger. That's what Michael gives to Obama.
Are you kidding? You got to go back there again. You got to beat that dog again, man. Are you
Yes.
kidding me right now? You gonna get the hate flowing
Tampon
again.
rings.
Trucker Jim, thank you very much. I haul food in a truck, and I'm telling you that the food supply chain is one very small thing to happen to bring it to a halt. Yeah, we saw this here in
Thanks,
the bigger
Trucker Jim.
cities, especially during the BLM stuff. But I think we're going to be seeing it some again this summer. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Yeah, that's and there you go, right from the trucker's mouth, man. I'm telling you, guys, this could turn ugly real quick. The April 8th thing could turn ugly real quick. Like I said, man, it would be a real easy target for some bad actors to spray some biological. Dude, I'm just gonna say it straight out, man.
Say it straight out.
You get four guys, you get a big crowd of people, and they're watching the sky, and you get four guys pull up with some AKs or whatever, bro, it's over, man. You're going to take out a lot of people quick. You know what I'm saying? So these are the kind of things, if you're going to go out there with your family or whatever, and you're going to go to some big ordeal, and yeah, hey, we're see you, Briar Patch. You're gonna, be out there doing it. I would definitely. Well, I'm not going anywhere that I ain't armed. Hell, when I go in there and sit on the throne in there in the bathroom, I'm armed. I ain't kidding. I got a gun.
I have no doubt.
I got a gun laying right beside me. I got one laying beside me right here. I mean, it's eggplants. Yeah, I don't swing that direction. Right on, Yankee. And And so yeah, but I mean, pay attention. Even just going to the gas station, man. You never know. Even in a small town, I want to make this point real clear. If you live in a small town, even a gas station in your small town that you think everything is fine, everything's cool, you never know who's passing through your town, and somebody may want to seize upon an opportunity, man. People are getting nuts these days, man. Hacking power and water, shut down pipelines, and start wildfires. Exactly. There you go, Red Dog. I mean, perfect example.
Infrastructure,
right,
man.
Infrastructure.
James Jenkins,
Yes.
there ain't enough money. You couldn't pay me Bill Gates money to put that poster up in here. Not happening. Sorry, brother.
But yeah, I mean, so just make sure that you guys are paying attention, man. Keep your heads out of your phone, dude. I mean, if
pay
you
attention, but the government, man, the government, state and local governments, man, and federal government, they worry me as much as anything about what they're capable of doing during a time like this.
That's there you go right there, the Watchman. Plus you have millions of acres destroyed in Texas wildfire, cattle destroyed, flooded California, heavy drought coming to the Pacific Northwest. See, these are the kind of things, man, that you need to I've seen military age invaders around here, Italian hillbilly says. Living about 3,500 people. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. We don't I think in our town, man, I think we're somewhere around there, 3,000 people, somewhere in there. And we got a total of 17,000 total in our county. But just right here in the town I live in, the little community here, it's not that many people. But man, I'm telling you, dude, it. Just think of these small towns and think how, normally peaceful and quiet it is. People go to Walmarts and stuff. All this stuff going on April the 8th, man, is a perfect opportunity for them. There's enough of them people that's come across the border to, to have multiple towns. You know what I'm saying? Multiple towns. Multiple towns, man, that they could put, man, 10 guys in a town, dude. It's man, they could create a lot of havoc. A lot of havoc.
How crazy do you think you just talked about Walmart? How crazy do you think Walmart's going to be the day before this total eclipse?
Oh yeah, you better you a good easily a good week before, go buy your extra milks and your extra breads or whatever it is that you think you're going to need. I would get it. My personal belief is I would not I'm not going to feel comfortable being out and about very much for at least a week around the April the 8th. I believe it's on a Monday. April 8th is on a Monday, I believe, this year. Let me look real
Not
quick. I
sure.
believe it's on the 8th and March, April. Yes, it is on a Monday.
Monday.
So my personal belief, starting about Wednesday of the week before until Wednesday or Tuesday, maybe even Thursday of that next week, I would really be on super high alert. If you got days off, I would take them. I see somewhere in Texas just said taking the day off. I would take the day off, and it's not because I don't because there's a lot of people talking about the eclipse being biblical and all this stuff, and they're I don't know, maybe some death rays are going to come from the sky. I mean, who knows? Maybe it goes dark and it never turns light again. Maybe it's dark for 3 or 4 days. I mean, who knows? I don't know. Um, that's not my concern. My concern is the amount of people that are going to be coming into your areas. If you live in
Festivals, because a lot of people are blowing this way out of proportion, man. Towns are turning it into a big thing, and that's chaotic enough. But what you're saying is factoring all of the illegals and all the people that hate this country now, and all the people that are ready to do something stupid, and it's not a good place to be, man. Crowded. You want to avoid crowded places from here until after the election, at the very least. Whether they're eclipses, folks, or whatever the case may be. Avoid crowded places, or if you're gonna be there, have some kind of self-defense on you. Something other than a Swiss Army knife. Something a little stronger than that.
Yeah, so but the real main thing, man, like I said, just god dang, man, I cannot express it enough. I mean, even today, um Kaz always says something funny. He goes, I'm not telling anybody to do anything illegal. So
You
I'm not
said
telling
Kaz.
anybody. Huh?
You said Kaz.
Yeah, Italian
Let
hillbilly.
me let me say this real quick, Kaz. If you're still in chat, how do we get to stream with John at the Prepared Mind? That's on our to-do list, man. That's on my bucket list. We
Get
really want
Kaz
to
up
stream
here.
with that guy.
I'd love
Kaz
that.
and John at the Prepared Mind. Get them both up here, or
Yeah.
vice versa. Get us over there, man. It's just anyway. I don't know. Go ahead.
What about
I'm
Vaughn, man?
fanboying a little
I
bit.
like Vaughn too, man.
I
Backcountry
do
Club.
like I do like Vaughn. I've talked to him
Yeah.
several times, but
I've been
John at
following
the
them.
Prepared Mind was the first creator that I ever watched.
Me too.
And I loved his content, man.
Me
And
too.
I've always been a fan.
When it
And the
comes to
dude
the
don't
prep,
even know I'm alive.
and
He
and
don't know I'm alive, man.
it wasn't long after that I started following Kaz, and then backcountry preps as well. I've been following them boys for years, man.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. Get us into his bunker. Let us come over there and rock that place out, man.
Hell, man, if nothing
We're
else,
fans of his.
hell, Kaz and Vaughn, man, them would be two good ones to get up on the Radioactive
Yeah,
podcast, man. It'd be great. They have great intel and thought processes and stuff.
they do, man.
Yeah.
Vaughn really woke me up. Vaughn, for those that don't know, is Backcountry Preps on YouTube. He really woke me up because I used to be in this frame of mind where we're just going to vote our way out of it. Nothing else needs to happen, And I heard him at one point in time, and I've told him this, just speaking truth. No, we're way beyond that. We still need to vote, but man, we're way beyond repairing it the old-fashioned way, you know.
But yeah, it's like I said, I wouldn't Not that I'm trying to tell anybody to do anything illegal. You have to make them decisions on your own, but I wouldn't give a shit what the law says. Apparently, the Biden administration and the FBI and the ATF and everybody else doesn't give a shit about what the law says. I mean, we just seen it with the raid on a Arkansas man yesterday, and they shot him dead, and they got a no-knock warrant. The ATF got a no-knock warrant for from 6 to 10, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning. And they kicked his door in at 6 o'clock. And basically he got up. Obviously we can't ask him if he thought he was being broke into or what, because they shot him dead. But he come out, and apparently what they're saying is he fired upon some the ATF, and they killed him. And it was really weird because he's a businessman for the Clinton National Airport. Imagine that.
Yeah, I know. There's dominoes lined up, right? Man,
yeah,
what a coincidence.
But I will say now, according to the FBI, allegedly what he was doing, if he was doing what they say, it is against the law. He was buying guns, like at gun broker, at the gun shows, and going through the background checks, whatever, filling out the 4473s, and then he was turning around within 24 hours and selling the guns for profit. So, I'm not saying that should be against the law. I'm just saying it is the law. But they could have easily went to him while he was walking up to his office door and took him right there and sent a couple of agents to the house for the wife and just said, hey, we're here to serve a search warrant, whatever. Right. But that's not the way the ATF likes to work. Instead, they like to come and kick your doors in at 6 o'clock in the morning, where they know that you got guns and you're probably going to defend your home because you're thinking you're being broke into. And then they've got a legal right to shoot you because you shot at them, So allegedly.
Oh, allegedly. Folks, if you are a member of this channel or you're over on Patreon, normally we do an exclusive live stream. I think me and Backwoods are just going to run over this morning, and I will post tomorrow's video early for you folks. It'll be ad-free. I'm doing a parody video tomorrow, Backwoods.
You're doing
just
a what?
So you know, brother. A parody video.
Oh.
I'm doing it as a somebody on the other side of the fence. We're going to be talking about the climate and how people should consider themselves lucky that they have the WEF taken up for them. And
is that the one where you got Hutch as the WEF leader, Klaus Schwab?
No, but every time you drag Hutch into it, he ends up hating me, and I have nothing to do with anything. You accused him of collecting dolls or something, and all I did was ask, does he really collect dolls or are they action figures? Now Hutch has got a hit out on me or something. He's going to be putting a retaliatory video up, and I'm an innocent bystander in all this.
You asked me specifically if he had a eunuch Barbie.
I have no idea what that even means. What is a eunuch Barbie?
Eunuch.
Is that how you pronounce it, or is it this another tampon?
It ain't got no genitals.
Oh. Okay, well, that's... I don't know, man. Nation is my affirmative action friend. See, get mad at him, Hutch. I ain't done nothing, man. I ain't done nothing.
Guys, man, back to what I was trying to say a minute ago, man.
What were you trying to say? I don't even remember.
Do what y'all want. Y'all got to make the decision for your life. All I'm telling you is I don't go anywhere, not even to my mailbox. I don't go anywhere without my sidearm, period. And there may or may not be a long gun in the vehicle with me at times, because it's legal here in Arkansas, ATF, for us to do that.
For now, they're coming after it eventually.
Well, I will give old Huckabee Sanders a little credit. She is pushing our legislatures to make us the most gun friendly state in the United States. I'm not sure what's going on with this ATF deal. It is against the law in Arkansas for straw purchases. So, and they did find 4 of them guns were used in crimes and armed crimes. So that's a whole different topic for discussion there.
Eventually they're going to reply. I mean, she won't be governor forever. I just saw up in Virginia, up in Dynamite's hood, their governor passed some bills last night, but he vetoed some of the bills. And the ones he vetoed, one of them specifically was if you're an illegal, but you pass certain criteria, you can become a law enforcement officer. And he vetoed it. He said no. But he's not going to be the governor forever. Eventually, they're going to get a hold of a bad one who's going to pass something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and I don't know. I don't know how if we can get away with showing this on TV on YouTube. It's a guy that posted a video on X, and it says reports of vehicles with UN peacekeepers on them are delivering Beretta guns. UN peacekeepers are delivering Beretta guns and ammo to hotels and buildings where military-age male illegal immigrants are being housed.
Good.
So
this is good. This is good. You want to know why this is good? My favorite pistol is a Beretta. I got one. The ammo will be plentiful.
I don't know if you can show this or not. Okay. They don't show a gun at all. Do you want me to put it up? Yeah, it's the boxes, but the guy goes over, and again, maybe it's true, maybe it's not.
Guns. Look at that. It says Beretta something here. You got those are guns right there, homie. Those are guns. You guys got to carry this stuff yourself. You guys don't have anybody can help.
Now you can see right there. That's obviously. The guy looks like some type of security police officer type guy.
Yeah. If you do this, I don't know what they're getting delivered here. There's U.S. Peacekeeper on it. I don't know what that means exactly. Does it say Beretta on it?
This could be for the UN, for anybody.
Guns. Look at that. It says Beretta something here. You got those are guns right there, homie. Those are guns. You guys got to carry this stuff yourself.
So there you go. I don't know. Maybe it's a fake video. Maybe it's just somebody's trying to sell it as that, and it's actually them delivering some guns to a gun store. I don't know, but I just found this just a little bit before we went live, so I hadn't really been able to try to research any of it to see if there's more to this video or not. Not fake. My personal belief, the way they are showing us, the way they are doing things, I believe 100% that they are doing this.
The UN, man, how big of a threat are they moving forward?
The UN is not a threat. It's all the illegals that are coming over here that are the threat. That's going to be their army.
It might be their initial army. But here's my thing, man. At some point, they're going to have to rein them in. And they're going to have to get the illegals under control and get them under some kind of system. And I think they're going to use the UN to do that, to come in and peacekeep and kind of organize everything. I think right now, obviously, the illegals are the bigger threat because they're overrunning us in real time. But eventually, the UN's going to show up and they're going to be. The reason I think the UN is a bigger threat long term is you're going to have a lot of Americans celebrating the UN coming in, and they're going to be thank you for saving us. Thank you for coming over here and being peacekeepers, that sort of thing.
So somebody asked where that video was. I'm looking at the comments right now, and someone says that's a Michigan State trooper. I know more than a few troopers. What they look like. So this needs to be major verification before it's said to be true. So that's why I was saying a minute ago, I don't know. I haven't got time to really look into it. But as far as it goes for the UN, they're not a big enough force to take over. But now with the Biden administration falling in line, depending on how much of the military falls in line, follows orders, depending on the DOD, the DOJ, the ATF, and then with a bunch of these illegals, they could muster up a pretty sizable
the
force.
UN has close to 100,000 soldiers worldwide, but the thing is, they already have bases here.
Yes.
They already have equipment here, warehouses filled with equipment. It's just about deploying and doing it strategically. I think they would do this in cities because, that's where the populations are at first. But then eventually, they're coming to Arkansas. Eventually, they're coming to North Carolina.
Somebody posted $5,000 Visa debit gift card at the Texas border, $3,874 a month for a guaranteed 7 years, 40% more SNAP funds than average American on SNAP, and $2,200 a month addition if you work for the UN. Somebody just
did not know that.
Somebody posted that. Yeah. Again,
these people are getting money because right before we went live, I sent you a picture from my Walmart, and there were a bunch of illegals lined up at the bank, at the Wood Forest Bank. Drawing money out
is what they're saying. Yeah, well, I agree, Watchman. I mean, at this point, if they are a threat, if they're orchestrating this crime, yeah. So yeah, they are a threat. Obviously, I just meant as far as it goes for the UN itself, just coming over here by themselves and trying to do anything. Yeah, they're not big enough.
Jeff, I disagree. The UN, they do currently have 100,000 troops roundabout, and no country is dumb enough to supply troops for an op in the United States. Americans are dumb enough to cheerlead for the UN coming into the United States. All they have to do is sell it as though the UN are the good guys. You know what I mean? Create an event or overwhelm the system maybe with the illegals, right? And then please come help us. They got to give them that card to play like they're the savior, and then they'll come in and people will cheer them.
I don't know how to say that name, but Zephaniel. I don't know how to say your name. I'm just old country boy, Well,
Zephaniel, what can we do on YouTube exactly? I agree with you, but what are we supposed to do here on YouTube?
Well,
it's a platform for discussion.
I've already stood on the streets before and put myself out there, and I'm not doing it again until other people step up. It's just the way it is. I mean, I'm not going to be a target anymore, a sole target, man, because it's, again, when I went out there and stood on the Capitol steps and stood against the BLM and Antifa on multiple occasions in several counties in our state. I mean, there was I drove like 3 hours one morning from like 3 o'clock in the morning, got up and drove out there to be involved in this stuff. I'm not doing it no more because nobody would stand up. Everybody just wants to bitch about it. So I figured I'd just join in on YouTube and just bitch about it too. I've got the proof that I stood
What are we supposed to do on YouTube? There are other platforms like Telegram where you could go and maybe organize something like that. But we're on a Google platform right now. Google right now. Backwood, you know this. They're doing this. They're watching us right now.
Absolutely.
You know, so we're kind of limited in what we can say over here to begin with. J954, thank you very much. John Lavelle of the Warrior Poet Society said on his podcast, "Never surrender your firearms." No, we can't. The Second Amendment protects all the rest. You give the guns up, it's over.
Yep.
You know, getting back to Australia for a minute and other countries during the pandemic, look what they went through. They had no choice whatsoever. They were being forced. You know, people in China were being nailed into their apartments and stuff. And the government was just promising to give food. We'll bring you a box of food once a week. Don't leave.
Jeff Roberts says, I see your point, but I can't see it. Who's going to supply the peacekeepers? No country I can think of wants to buy that many body bags. We already have them here in the United States. Do y'all not remember here a while back when they bought all them coffins? It was like them plastic burial things. I don't know exactly what they called them. They can fit like 2 or 3 people in them, and there's hundreds of thousands of them in multiple storage areas. I mean, that was a big deal for a while. I don't remember if y'all, if some of y'all out there listening, if y'all remember this or not. Do you remember that, Nation? Yeah.
They called it a conspiracy theory or whatever, and they said it was for something else entirely, but
they're
then
still,
it just went away.
Yeah, but they're still there. I seen a picture of it about probably about a week ago. Someone brought it up, and it was a new picture, and they was like, "Yeah, look here, they still have them, 5-man coffins." Yeah. So yeah, was pre C-19, yeah, and bathhouse.
Yeah, it was through FEMA, I believe.
20,000 guillotines, yeah.
I remember the guillotines too, and that was another conspiracy theory. You know, oh, it's a fake video. Don't believe what your eyes just showed you. I think InfoWars had actually posted that.
Well, they've already shown us what they're going to do. I don't know if some people remember this or not, but during the COVID-19 up in New York, did y'all not see that mass grave they were doing? Did anybody see them pictures? They put a great big giant mass grave down and just started stacking bodies in there and pouring lime on it and covered it up. So that's yeah, you're probably, like Hutch said, you're not going to get a coffin more than likely. You're going to get.
That's the thing, man. People are saying, well, we need to stand up, do something about it, and organize here on YouTube. You can't even get most of the country to believe this is happening.
But that's what I'm telling you, Jeff, is that where they going to get the troops from somewhere? That's what I'm telling you. All these fighting age men coming across the border. We have enough people come across our border at this point to overtake 35 states in the United States. You take the population of 35 states in the United States, and that's how many illegals have come across the border since Biden took office.
I remember. So when is the turning point? That's the problem, brother. Most of the people either think it's not going to happen. It's happening now, but they think, oh, it's not going to happen. Or they say, hey, if we vote for Trump, it'll all be fixed. If we vote for this person, it'll all take care of itself. And the spending bill he went over earlier, they're just stealing money. It's not actually about funding anything important for us, man. They're just stealing money. Like I said, they're picking our pockets as they kick us off the cliffs, man. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So, I've seen a lot of people asked about, saying, well, the 3-letter agencies don't have enough people. Well, they do. They've been bringing them over the border. I mean, you don't think that I mean, I showed y'all, it's been some podcasts back on the Radioactive podcast, but I showed y'all where the military people was saying what the stripes and all that stuff meant. I wasn't in the military, so I don't know. I'm not trying to misstripe somebody. You know what I'm saying? But like real talk, I already showed y'all on there that the military was involved in some of these airports, and they had these guys, a bunch of these military men. We seen that from it was a representative of that. Where was that at? Shit, I can't remember. But the representative, he was a senator or a House of Representatives for that state, and they wouldn't even let him in there. They tried to block him. Yeah, remember that?
I don't remember where he was from. I think Texas, maybe.
No,
I don't
it wasn't
remember
Texas.
Wasn't
No, it wasn't Texas.
And the National Guard, I guess it was the National Guard, was telling him, get out. You're not allowed back here.
Yeah. And
yeah,
so
all these people are not coming just to take jobs at Tyson food processing plants. That's bad enough, but a lot of them are here for far worse.
yes. So that's where they're getting their army from, man. I mean, it's real plain and simple. These guys, if you look at them, they're healthy individuals coming across here, and if you watch how when they line some of them up, and they got them lined up and they're checking their paperwork and shit. If you look at the way they stand, a lot of them have military stance, and a lot of them have admitted to being in the military.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're emptying out their jails. Plus, you got all the stuff in Haiti going on. We don't know who's coming from Haiti at this point, because again, we don't ask any questions. They just show up, run over top of our National Guard, bust a fence down, and say, "I'm here to claim asylum." Okay, here's your free food stamp card. Have fun.
Yes.
Enjoy your stay, your forever stay here in the United States.
China, just leave China.
No political move will change the path. No, I understand that. So what's the action they will take for us to go? Well, like he's talking about, all these people showing up. I mean, that is the fighting force. If you're talking about what is the action we need to take, we need to, I don't know how you wake these people up. Yeah. I don't know how these people don't already, there are a lot of dumb people. I don't know how they don't see it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was in Walmart yesterday, looked over at the bank, a bus full of illegals over there cashing out, getting money. I don't know where they were headed. I don't think they stayed, stuck around here. Maybe they did. I don't know. But when you see it with your own eyes and you still deny that it's happening, I don't know how you fix that, man.
Man, dude, I mean, I want to always stay positive. I'm always going to stay positive, but I'll be honest with you, there is no way out of this right now without a high velocity exchange of ideas, man. That's just all there is.
You have to have enough people. You have to have enough people to be willing to do it. And like you said, when you went up to counter protest BLM, and just a very small fraction showed up because the rest had something else going on, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I do agree with that, Kaz. I don't think it's all stupidity. I think it's apathy. Americans are lazy, apathetic. Yeah, and that I agree with that too, man. It's really funny to me how many of them, how you basically slap them in the face with this information, and they look at you and they're just like, oh, but I mean, they're asylum seekers. I mean, they're just trying to flee from their country.
Yeah, they're just here for a better life. Like, dude, they're overrunning, walking over U.S. soldiers at the border, shoving them down to the ground.
Yeah.
Busting fences open. Do we really want these kind of people here? You know what I mean? We're all immigrants, most of us at least, if you're a Native American or not. But, both sides of my family were immigrants, but they came through, they filled out paperwork, they worked hard, they paid taxes, we are a melting pot. But the issue is, because you'll hear this argument all the time, well, America's the great melting pot. But we came from all over the world. We didn't just come from South America. And half of us have criminal records. You know what I'm saying? It's different now. And people are still treating it like you know, it's early America and they just put the Statue of Liberty up and come one, come all. We're $35 trillion in debt.
Listen,
It's different.
listen. I'm gonna give y'all a little point of perspective here, and we're this just a point of perspective from myself. Y'all can agree with it or not. It's up to y'all. All right. I'll start off by saying Bama Jen says good old boys and girls will survive. I don't disagree with that, but I'm going to tell you this is something that I truly believe, that they're not going to focus on these big cities as much with all these illegals. I know a lot of them are there in these hotels. Think about this, man. They got them in these hotels. We just seen a video where it's possible that they are arming these guys. A city is easy to lock down.
Yeah.
A city is easy to lock down. That's simple. Everybody's concentrated in a big area. They can go to the outskirts of it, put up barricades, bam, they got you. You're locked down. The country is a little bit different. You start sending all these illegals out there, and you got to think of where some of these people are coming from. They have terrain and stuff. I know they may not know the area, but a simple Google search. We got this thing called Google Earth. Have anybody ever thought about that one, man? They could take Google Earth, type it right up on the computer there in their hotel room, type it up and say this particular area here, boom, right there, pull up, print out a few maps. They can zoom in on places. They know where the roads are. They know all the terrain. It gives you latitude, longitude. It gives you all the information you need. So all these people that are saying, well, I mean, they don't know the terrain like we do. Well, no, they don't. I agree with that. But a simple Google search on Google Earth will net you a whole lot of information for that area, even including where the hospital is, where the Walmart is, where the Baptist church is. It tells all that. You can go down to Street View and look at the houses. And it's real easy to see just what house is this is a brick home. This is a wood built home.
Plus, we don't know what these mysterious balloons have been mapping out and collecting as they pass over the United States,
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's easy to lock down a city. That's not where the problem lies. It's everybody has always known. Everybody has always known, that all this prepper community, all this stuff we've been, that we talked about, is get out of the cities, Well, it's because the city is easily locked down. It's real simple. You start getting out into the country and you start getting into people like us, that know how to grow food. We know how to hunt. We know how to survive. We know how to take care of ourselves. And we are the ones that they are going to target. Most of the cities, if you look all throughout, even Arkansas, man, we're a red state. One of the first ones to call an election for Trump, on our end.
Texas used to be too, though.
We have a super majority Republican in the House, in our Congress here in the state. But Little Rock is run by a Democrat mayor, and there is some Democrat council people on there. They are it's a Democrat area. And so you go and look at all the a lot of these cities, they're Democrat strongholds, man, and that's where a majority of the people are. That's the easy part to lock down. That's not most of them will comply. You want us to lock down? We already seen it during COVID-19.
Yeah,
they locked down, no problem. Well, so I'm telling you, I believe them fighting age men are coming over here to control to be sent out into the rural areas.
I agree with it. I pulled this comment up, Texas Homestead. Yep, they'll strip the cities and move out into the country. I personally believe that, let's take New York City, for example. They're saying right now that we're overwhelmed. We're out of room. We don't know what to do. This is the perfect setup for we have to relocate some of these people into rural New York State. Move them out of the city, start situating them around. This is going to happen. They're going to relocate a lot of these people to rural America. This is not just a city issue, and I don't think there's some people out there I think that believe this is just a city issue, and they're never going to have to worry about illegals in their own community, man. And it's just not. It's not true.
Right. Well, and
Eb says, "Calm down. You need to calm down, son."
I'm not. I'm my normal self. I'm my daily self. Yes, defense. Secure your property and livestock. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, over the next few days, next couple of weeks, wouldn't be a bad deal. Even though you've been living in that area for a long time, there's always construction going on. There's rainstorms that wash roads out that normally wasn't washed out. Wouldn't be a bad time to maybe this weekend. You got a little free time to go drive around your area and check your roads and check locations, see what's being done in your area. Just give it a 5-mile radius to start out with. Just look, on your map or whatever. And if you know the area well enough, about what 5 miles is, go out and check 5 miles. You get a chance in all directions and check and see what the hell's going on. Go out 10 miles if you've got the time and just do a 10-mile radius around the area you live in now. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you went 3 months ago. You got to understand. Yes, there you go, Kaz. Exactly. You don't know. There is all kinds of construction and rainstorms. Like I said, there's things that happen that you never know that's happening. I went over to an area. I ain't been there since last summer because it was where one of my properties is. So obviously I didn't cut it during the winter. I went over there and there's multiple changes, man, that me and my boy, we were driving there. My son, he works with me, and we were driving. He was like, "Damn, Dad, this is different." And I was like, "Yeah, look at this over here, man. That's different, man. They got that road blocked off now." I remember we came up through that road when we were doing the foam pedestals. He goes, "Yeah," and I said, "Now it's blocked off." You see what I'm saying? It was a back road, and they've got it blocked off now. Because they're doing some constructions, doing some culverts and shit down through there. See what I'm saying? So take the time over the next 2 or 3 weeks, man, and you know what I'm saying?
Something else worth studying. That's excellent advice. Something else I would study and pay attention to. The town meetings, the town council meetings, your local meetings that happen, your school board meetings, because a lot of bad stuff is being passed. You know what I mean? Behind closed doors, and people don't even know it's happening. A lot of local laws are changing, and they're adapting laws to suit illegals. I mean, they're just changing they're changing your community, and most people just don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a fine example right there. If you think about this for a minute, let's say you do live in a small community, you grew up there, you know the area well. So you feel you don't really need to go search. Well, let me give you this one. How do you know that some neighborhood 5 miles from you this way, south of you, let's just say south of you, and you go to work and you go to the Walmarts and all your business when you leave your house is north of you. You see what I'm saying? How do you know south of you, 5 miles from you, that some, let's say, farm land, because we have seen a lot of that happening, How do you know that some farmland or some neighborhood that's been kind of run down, that a whole bunch of these immigrants ain't there all of a sudden? And you're just not seeing them because you do your normal routine to the north. You see what I'm saying? So check your areas, man. Check your areas. Saturdays and Sundays is a great time to do that because most people are off work. So more people will be at home. So if there is a lot of these illegals or whatever, and they have posted up in a neighborhood 5 miles south of you, you're more than likely going to be able to see them. They're probably going to be out in the yard, or you're going to see signs. So I can't stress that enough, to know your area, know your gravel roads, Hutch. Exactly. Yeah. Know your gravel roads, man.
We're at the part of America though where you take your wife out for dinner. You don't leave the porch light on or anything. You come back, the porch light's on. They done switched the flag on your front porch, and you're locked out of your own home.
No, I'm
not. Well, not yet where you're at, but in some states this is happening to people, man. I can't even imagine coming back to your house and it's not your house anymore.
I kind of say it like this: they're here undocumented, and the crime scene will be undocumented as well.
The crime scene.
Just saying.
Hey, Handy Prepper.
Hey, Handy Prepper. Yeah, the crime scene will be undocumented as well. There's some squatters in my home, but we actually have neighbors, and we all know each other, and we have I have phone numbers. We all have interchanged phone numbers and such. So there's yeah.
Yeah, they're going to drive by your house. The neighbor's going to drive by, and they're going to do a double take. They're going to say, "That looks like backwoods." Wearing backwoods clothes, but this person's Latino. What's going on here? No, wearing your hat, wearing your shirt, mowing your yard.
They'll be calling me real quick. Hey, man, there's some people over there at your house. What?
It's too late.
Well, no, it's not really, because I got a few boys that I'll just say that I've got a few boys around that live very close and would gladly go and what would be the word, extricate someone from my property. You know what I mean? Yeah, we stand together. Tobacco sales will be up, right? It's going to get nasty, the Bible says. Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing, man. If at this point you can't see how ugly this is about to turn, then there's nothing else that we can say to you.
Over half our country, I think, doesn't see it, man. They just, they're used to their certain routines. They're watching the basketball tournament. They're talking about football trades and free agency and all this stuff, man. They're planning trips to Disney. They just don't get it. They don't get it. I don't know why. We're wired differently, and I don't know what it is I don't know what that difference is between people, man. How some people can sit down and they're more concerned about a TV show they've been watching than they are their own country around them. But
yeah, right.
Anyway, how are we gonna do it next time, man? Are we just coming in again, raw dog?
Well, I have probably have this on good authority and good just belief that there's going to be a lot of shit happen between now and next Thursday.
Probably so.
So there's probably going to be plenty of stuff to talk about. If you guys in the chat, if you guys want some specific topics for next Thursday, hopefully we can do it next Thursday. Should be able to.
If you don't mind, put them in all caps so we know.
Yeah, put them in all caps, and we'll see. How much of it we can talk about, because YouTube does kick us off because there ain't no freedom of speech here.
People want freedom of speech. How are you suppressing my comments? Blah blah blah. We get suppressed, brother. It ain't like we got freedom of speech. I was just saying you got flagged yesterday for a video, or the day before, that you had posted.
The video I did yesterday. Yeah. I did a video about the Texas border, about them rushing. the guards and the National Guard, and they flagged that video. It's no limited to no ad revenue. So it is what it is, because it kept, every time I would try to hit publish, it would pop up on the screen and say your video is going to earn little to no ad revenue. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yeah. And then it says where you can check it or whatever. Well, when you check it, they don't give you anything. They don't tell you what part of it they don't like. So you can't, I mean, it's like, maybe they send it to other people. I don't know. But for mine, they just
they still run the ads. That's the funny part. They still run the ads. YouTube, Google is getting paid by the advertisers. You've said something the advertisers don't like, therefore they're pissed at you, but they still run their ads. Yeah.
What do we think about the new Madrid fault? The new Madrid fault and the Eclipse? I mean, I've seen some stuff around, Fran, in the past that they say that there's a correlation with eclipses and earthquakes. I do know there's multiple places where, where some of these volcanoes and stuff are starting to get active. As far as it goes for the New Madrid fault, they say it's way overdue from going off. According to their science, trust the science, remember. So according to their findings, we're way overdue. They're way overdue for it to set off. If it sets off at the rate that they think it could, it would be a disaster for the the Midwest, or whatever it's considered, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, all these areas.
They say it affects animal behavior too.
Yes. Yeah, it can. I mean, you can tell, because I bass fish. I love to go bass fishing, man. That's one of my most favorite things to do. And if you I go at night a lot during the summertime, just because of it's to avoid the heat and to avoid the crowd of people and stuff. And so I go real late at night. Like I leave like at midnight and fish till about 8 a.m. And man, really and truly, they on them full moon nights, the water's choppy. You can tell the difference by the moon phases, the way the water reacts to it. So there is definitely, I'm sure some type of correlation in it, with the eclipse and the earthquakes and with the volcanoes and things like that.
It's going to be interesting, man, for sure. You got any last shout outs or anything else you want to mention here? I wanted to
Backcountry Preps is in the house. What's up, Vaughn?
Who is? Yeah, Backcountry Preps. There we go. You stole my shout out, brother.
Man,
that's not right, man.
Bro, if you're slow, I can't help it.
Hey, well, I'm shouting Hutch out.
Maybe you need to get
I ain't hating Hutch like you do, man.
Maybe you need to get you some of that education, boy.
Education?
Yeah.
This coming from Mr. Tampin.
Right.
Mr. Off-brand orange juice from Saudi Arabia or wherever.
Need to get you some of that college education in the business of tampon distribution, bro.
Yeah, you might as well. Joe will just forgive the loan nowadays. Ain't gonna cost you nothing to go back.
True. No, I mean, just like I said, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna beat this in y'all's heads, man. Keep your phone out of your fucking face while you're in public. People are knocking folks out and taking what they got because they are doing this right here. They're sitting there like this. And you are a target when you do that. If there's some type of an emergency going on to where you're expecting some emergency call or whatever, The best thing I could tell you to do if you got to check your phone is put your back to the wall or go to the restroom. You know, do something in a way, because these people are doing this stuff in your big box stores. You know, they're going up and just clubbing someone and taking their shit because people are not paying attention. And also grow food. I cannot express that enough. Grow food. You're going to need it.
Hutch beat you to that one. He was already saying it. DB Cooper, no, I'm not. My wife, Miss Nation, she likes it like this. So, my last shout out here actually goes, I think it goes into situational awareness some, backwoods. Be mindful of what you're buying right now. People are paying attention. People are I'm not saying you're going to get targeted for buying $400 worth of groceries or something like that, but right now people don't have a lot of expendable income. And if you're out and you're just spending money hand over fist, you're buying a lot of fancy gadgets and stuff, people pay attention to that. And you could at some point, especially in a smaller town, be targeted because a smaller town, man, it's unreal. Word gets out. Everybody knows everything about everybody. And I promise you, people that you don't even talk to are going to know you bought that big screen and that gaming system and stuff. So just be mindful, you know.
Yeah, people are
Spend your money,
paying
but
attention.
buy a little bit here, a little bit here, this sort of stuff. And even ordering a bunch of stuff online. Your drivers, man, they can remember this stuff.
Yes. And you know, when you leave the store, I know this kind of sounds paranoid, but man, you've got to pay attention these days, man. When you come out to your vehicle, if there's you know, they'll sprinkle shit on your windshield to where when you come out and you're like, well, what the crap, and you'll turn your windshield wipers on and it'll soap over. They'll add some soap, you know, to your, you know, some dishwashing soap to your windshield wipers. One of the things they like to do, I say, do a 360 walk around of your vehicle before you get in it. Pay attention,
It's
have your
great
head up,
advice.
do a
Great advice.
360 walk around of your vehicle, because one of the things that criminals will also do is they will put a 20-ounce bottle, like a Coke bottle, whatever. They'll stick it right underneath your tire on the passenger side. So when you go to back out of the parking lot, guess what happens? Yeah. Pow! You hear that noise? Boom. You're going to stop. You get out. You're going to leave your car running. You're going to have your door wide open. Bam. There's a hit job for you right there. You know, so pay attention to these things, man. Do your situational awareness. One thing you will find that criminals will tell you is they look for the soft targets. That's somebody with their head in their phone, somebody that's you know, not paying attention. They will tell you
the way you walk, man, your
yes,
mannerisms, your eye
yes,
contact, they can pick up on a soft target like that.
yes. They will tell you someone that's got their head up, they're looking around, they're studying what's going on. That's not a soft target, and they normally go away from them people. So remember this,
if somebody's
guys.
parked next to you and it's at night and it's a Walmart parking lot, stare at them. Stare at them as you're getting ready to get in your car and let them know with that eye contact, if you follow me home, it's going to be like Greyhound, son. It's going to be a one-way trip, and ain't nobody going to see you again. Straight
Well,
up.
and yeah, and just remember, I mean, there's a little thing that I seen also. I wanted to bring this one up real quick. Is some of these criminals are sitting beside vehicles, right? They're sitting beside vehicles, and when you come and get in them, then they're opening the door. They're opening the door onto your vehicle. Yeah. Bam. So that you know, you're like, what the fuck, you know, and you know, they get out. Oh, I'm sorry, you know. As soon as you get out of your car, now you're a target. You see what I'm saying? What's for lunch? Pork chops. Actually, I'm going to.
No, man.
I'm
no
going
meat. No
I'm
meat.
going
You
out
eat
there
cereal.
and I'm going out there and firing up the grill, and I'm going to make some pork chops, and I'm going to put them on 2 pieces of white bread and make a pork chop sandwich.
You know, globalists, that's killing the earth, brother. You can't do that. You go eat some Lucky Charms.
And then I'm
Some
probably
Lucky Charms. It's
I'm,
March, right? Yeah, it's still March.
I'm probably going to have some I might just have me a big old I don't know, like a top sirloin or a New York strip or some type of steak tonight as well. It's payday, man.
Poke chops.
Pork chops.
Poke
That's right.
chops.
It's pork
Yeah, we
chops.
gotta have a we're gonna one of these weeks we're gonna have a language arts class. And we're just gonna let these experts come up on panel and tell us how to pronounce certain things, man.
Guys, pay attention, man. Keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention to your surroundings. Like I said, if it's something that you must check your phone because possible emergency, whatever, you got a sick family member, whatever it is, use your head when you check your phone. Put your back to the wall, go inside, up, next to the counter or something, and just check your phone for a second, and then put the phone down and pay attention to your surroundings, man. People are hitting people while they are not looking.
All right, we will be back sometime next week talking about the suggestions y'all left, and then oh my God, what am I hitting over here? And then also, whatever chaos we see during the week, BLM's probably picking back up. Who knows, man? Who knows? We may be Latinos next week when the cameras turn on. We may be kicked out of our own homes at this point.
Never know.
But I appreciate everybody being here. You're on YouTube still. They ain't run you off yet, have they, Backwoods?
They hadn't run me off, no, but I did just come off a strike, so they are kind of squashing my videos down a little, a lot. But yeah, I'm still there.
If you want to help this man out, because he is getting squashed, they do that with strikes and flags and stuff. Go watch some of his existing content over on his channel. Consider subscribing over there. There's links if you want to donate to the man so he can buy more cigars or, beard coloring for his beard or something.
I don't do that. I'm a real man. My age comes the way it does, bro. I don't. Man, I ain't even got no top teeth.
What about? Man. How about this?
I got dentures in there. I got dentures in there, and I don't even wear them, man, because I'm not fake, man.
How about this? I said something stupid. I said if I ever hit 100,000, I'm gonna dress like a liberal, and I'm gonna go into a Starbucks and podcast. I'm gonna go into Starbucks and I'm gonna live stream. How about this? If you ever hit 100,000, put it on record. You're gonna color that beard something like lime green or pink or something.
No.
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 What about a regular color? You color it black or brown or something,
no.
man. You had to do that for the people that
beard,
watch
dude.
you, man. Where's the love?
I'm not fake, man. I'm just not. It's not happening.
I'm not asking you to be fake.
If I color my beard, that's being fake because my beard is naturally gray.
Well, shave it off. Would you do that?
Look, just because you can't grow a fucking beard don't mean that I'm going to shave mine off. You see what kind of bullshit that he's trying to pull? You want to talk about a psyop? Here you go. That is a psyop right there.
The word tampon is a psyop.
He's upset
there, Uncle
because he can't, do this, and so he's trying to convince me. You see how he worked that into shave your beard off? You see that?
What?
I'm gonna watch out for you, brother.
Diet green. There you go. See, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. Diet red, white, and blue. Be a patriot, man.
Hey, man.
All right, Backwoods. I appreciate everybody being here. God bless y'all. Thank you very much. We'll be back next week with some kind of madness. Until then.